Okay, third but not last is Chuck Montgomery. Chuck left us on November 3rd, and he was a gentleman that did lots of things at LOSI in the short amount of time that he was there. I asked Chuck one time, I said, if there's an opening on the board, would you be interested? He said, you know, I hate to admit it, I'm 72, I don't know anything about LOSI. So we talked, and there was an opening, and Chuck put his name in the hat, and the board accepted him, and we were all elated that we did. Because it wasn't long after Chuck Montgomery had a chance to see and feel and absorb the culture of LOSI, find out that there's 175 programs or whatever the exact amount is. I know that at one time it was in the 150s, but Melinda just keeps adding programs, doesn't she? So we're probably up to 175 or more. Anyway, there's just so much going on. And it didn't take long that Chuck had a full appreciation for all that LOSI means to senior citizens. And he loved that. Chuck chaired, was headed up our book club. He was probably the person that if you ever had a bad day and you needed to talk to somebody that was calm, positive, a good listener, a great conversationalist, Chuck was the guy that you should have had the chance to run into. We all have our bad days, and I know that Chuck helped a lot of people over the years with his attitude. He showed great interest in our rebuilding effort. If Chuck had lived to be with us when we had our grand opening, he would have absolutely loved that. He used to have one of his buddies load him in the car, and on the weekend just go down and look at what was happening at the LOSI with the rebuilding. He couldn't get out of the car and walk around or anything because he was fighting cancer, folks, for the third time. And it got him, November 3rd. Chuck also chaired the governance committee, and I know that this is probably something that is debatable, but I view the governance committee as perhaps the most important committee that we have. The board is run by committee, and the governance committee can go literally anywhere that there needs to be attention brought to the board. And he did a super job working with that. He attended some of the catered dinners, I have something here that I'm going to read. It was something that, to be honest with you, I was going to read at the funeral for Chuck, had the family allowed the public to come up and say a few words. And they chose to do it at VFW Hall, and I wasn't able to go there. And so, if you would bear with me, it isn't long. Chuck was an outstanding husband, dad, grandpa, and friend. We all admired his quiet sense of dignity and strength, his obvious liking for everything.